Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see Viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Well, they're getting fed a day or so late. She was right up front, wrapped around the bowl because she shed. You gonna cuddle her? Huh? No? But I bet you're not gonna wait too long for your mouse. Well, I don't necessarily want to strike and slam her head into the wall, so I'll go this way. There you go. Oh, big bite.
Oh, we're very excited. And I think a little angry that it's late.
Yep. You happy? You're making sure that it's dead. I wouldn't be surprised if she was still injecting venom. All right. Yep.
Yeah, you would not want that to be your hand.
No, no. They have a tendency to walk their fangs on your hand or arm. Sort of like rar, 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 you know, making multiple puncture marks and injecting multiple bites worth of venom.
Lots of little doses.
It doesn't take much. Those are really potent snakes. Alright, and this gal shed. And she's in the appropriate position, so I will give her something to eat also. And then I'll extract her shedding. Let's see if she can actually hit the target. No, I don't think so. Alright, you accept donations, huh? Alright, let me get this out of the way. And we have a happy death adder. These, of course, are smooth death adders from Papua New Guinea, here in Jawa, part of the Indonesian country. They share a common border on that island state. And they have lots of very badass snakes in that entire region that you don't want to tangle with. Now, speaking of someone you don't want to tangle with, this girl was hiding in her log the other night when we changed the water dish, and I lifted the log just to make sure that she was there. I was, you know, absolutely certain she was there, but wanted to absolutely make sure by obtaining a visual sighting of her body, because snakes are very much escape artists. So when I lifted the log with the hook, she struck out, and oh, he's got some caudal luring back there. Oh boy, look at that. See that yellow tail? That's to attract lizards and such, or other prey items. Birds. Oh, look at the worm. Ah, we got a little bit of a dinner with a show, huh? The problem is your tail is in the way back. Oh my goodness. We have some real action there. She was not going to let that go. That was the whole idea. See the nice bright yellow tail that she had wagging there? Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you, but that was quite a spectacular strike from the rough death adder. These are from the drier regions of Papua New Guinea. As far as we know, they don't crossbreed because the regions don't overlap. It's sort of funny. Every time I see a map where, you know, a certain type of snake is found, I'm like, okay, they know where this line is. They don't dare cross it, right? Yeah. The lines are blurred. Just because you think a snake is not found in that area, I wouldn't bet on it. I thought, yeah, you're very enthusiastic.
You know what time it is.
Come on over here.
Okay.
Yes.
Come on, you figure it out.
Yes.
There you go.
Use your tongue. There you go, bud. I can probably extract this because he's very unlikely to want to let go of that. I saw a video this morning from the Kentucky Reptile Zoo where all the other water cobras went that I had in my collection, because Jim and Kristen didn't have any water cobras, I think, previously. So water cobras have a very interesting venom. So I see them extracting on a normal schedule, but it's funny to watch them because they're really very lively and animated, and give Jim a little bit of trouble getting them tubed. They have a very highly toxic, neurotoxic venom that produces almost no pain, and is not a defensive venom like, say, a monocle cobra. It's like, you know, I'm going to bite you and I'm going to make it hurt a real lot so you leave me alone. It's more of a feeding venom. They rely more on their ability to escape predators and people in particular because of their patterning as well as their habitat. So there's a lot of interest in the venom as a pain reliever. So it hurts me a little bit to watch Jim working with, you know, animals I raised up from little baby hatchlings. I miss them, but at least I can visit with them on the videos, and I encourage you to support Kentucky Reptile Zoo, and if you want to sponsor an animal, they have programs where you can sponsor a particular animal. And of course, Elvis's dad is still there with them, so that's always very interesting to see him when they take him out of his enclosure.
You want to get his water bottle? Water.
Oh, yes. Thanks for reminding me,
Yep.
sweetie. Okay, so we'll check. I don't see any bacterial growth, so we'll empty that in the cage and provide him some humidity. Even though it's summertime and it's humid, I still like to keep, he's a water cobra, of course we want to keep him in a humid environment. You can watch him munch while I replace the water dish.
Why must you hide your head under the edge there? Come out where everyone can see you. Boy, he's gotten big.
Yeah, one thing Jim and Kristen mentioned, that one of the animals they were extracting from my collection, Jim said this one's definitely a male. Now, usually from most photographs of any venomous snake or any non-venomous snake, I can usually say, and Laurie can confirm this, and I can say, oh, well, he's a nice boy, or look at that girl, or something like that. I can, oh, by the way, yes, there's only two sexes I know of in venomous or non-venomous snakes, just for the record. But water cobras, out of all the other cobras, are very difficult to discern their sex just by looking at visually at their cloaca and tail size and shape and stuff. I found it always very challenging. Usually though the females are quite feisty, but the one that Jim was working with this morning was like, oh, this one's a male, and he was a real pain in the butt to pin and extract from. And I spoke with Jim at Venom Week, and we spent a lot of time together, and I noted his change of technique, which is a much safer technique than I've seen previously. He's doing a lot more tubing. He's doing a lot more, working with the tubes rather than just pinning by hand, although he still does, snatches the head of a king cobra right out of the air, sort of the way I sometimes had to handle Elvis when he got out of hand. But king cobras are just too strong and powerful to pin their heads. All you do is really piss them off, and it's just better to distract them, or if they're distracted and going the other way, just to quickly reach down and grab them behind the head on the neck, because their neck isn't flexible to come around and bite you. Whereas if you were a few inches off the mark, even as much as 1 inch off the mark with this one of these water cobras, you can see how he's got his head twisted around. You miss the mark while grabbing that without pinning it, and you're going to get bit.